It is Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. April Fools. Oh, can we just get past that stuff? Those shenanigans.
We've already had every kid that's here. There's 13 kids. They're all trying to pull pranks. It's 11:30 in the morning, so I'm over it as well.
I'm sure you are.
And all the social media accounts too. What are we doing?
Yeah, I hate that stuff.
Too much.
Enough. Let's just hit it down the middle, please. Enough. So you know what I just finished doing? Yeah. I filled in for you on Talking Baseball, and they were like, so who are you doing baseball today with? I was like, Trev. They go, oh, so he has time for you, but not for Jake. So I wanted to give you ample time to respond.
Oh, well, I'm doing Talking Baseball on Friday and not baseball today.
Oh, okay. See,
I'm up here. I gotta be on the beach. I'd play wiffle ball, kickball, volleyball with these kids. They're just asking for me.
All right. Are you one of those? When you play kickball, are you one of those kids that's trying to nail it so far over every kid's head?
No. Olivia, the ladies that are playing, there's no holds barred. They are in it. They want to win. I'm more I play defense.
Okay, good.
Good D. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's get to it. We had the Major League debut. By the way, the young players in this league the first week, freaking awesome. I am so happy. And this obviously caught our attention because of the name of this major leaguer. It is Jose Fernandez. He is a young player for the Arizona Diamondbacks who made his major league debut last night, hit a homer early in the game, and then late in the game against a guy who's going to be a future Hall of Famer in Kenley Jansen, comes up in the eighth inning with the game on the line.
Fernandez hits a high fly ball deep to left field, and it's gone. He did it. The kid did it, and they grabbed the lead.
I mean, incredible stuff. It's since 1901, I think he is the sixth major leaguer to hit multiple home runs in his debut. We've now seen it twice this season, with Chase DeLauder being the other.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a great swing right there. And again, yeah, Kenley's a nice feather in your cap because he's got one pitch he's going to throw you essentially. But if you haven't seen it, it's hard to understand what to do with it. I did read that McCann and Santana, Carlos Santana, took him over and said, hey, this is how you got to approach this. Not like a regular cutter. You kind of have to approach it as a four-seam fastball because it has a little bit more ride to it. But even with that, going up there and just being able to pull a homer like that, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he did a wonderful in-stadium interview after the game. He speaks fully in Spanish, and he was but the expression on his face and how happy he was, and just telling his story about getting here and then starring the way that he did, just great stuff. So good. I will admit it made me a little sad when I heard his name.
Yeah, I did too. I did a double take.
Yeah. Just one of the all-time tragedies in this sport was the passing. But this kid is now trying to make a name for himself, and it was really, really cool to see. Speaking of Major League debuts, what a night in Philadelphia as Andrew Painter was painting and did a tip of the cap on his way out.
What a roar from the crowd. Soak it in, everybody. You don't get this every day in a Major League debut. Andrew Painter is done, but it's just the beginning.
Tom McCarthy with wonderful words for Painter, who went 5 1/3, gave up 1 run, 4 hits, 8 Ks, 1 walk. He is supposed to be the next big thing, and not just because he's 6'7", 6'8", however tall he is, but felt like we've been waiting for years for this guy, and to finally see it all come to fruition and put it all together in a win over the Washington Nationals was something spectacular.
It has felt like we've been waiting for years for this guy, though. Is it because we've heard his name in trade rumors for so long? Is that what it is?
Well, remember in 2023,
we've known him for so long. Finally, we got it done.
Yeah, as a teenager, there was talk about him making the rotation, and then he blew out his arm in spring training, and that was it. And so, you get derailed, and then 2025, he starts to put it together in the minor leagues. And yeah, it is because he's been at the front of their prospect list at that position for so long.
He didn't look like a rookie. Like just the way he was commanding his pitches and mixing speeds, different, approaches. I mean, he's got the stuff to be a thrower, you know what I mean? But he doesn't pitch that way. He pitches.
I loved it. He was on the field with his family afterwards celebrating. As I said on Talking Baseball, I hope that you took the over on the number of mom shots during the game. But this is wonderful. For those of you that are audio only, we're showing him walk out of the dugout in his sweatshirt and his shorts. And, his grandparents were there. Family was there. There was no dog, unlike Carson Benj, so you can't rip on that. Look at the hug from Mom, though, huh? Oh,
yeah,
my
Mom
God.
always gets the most love.
Well, she should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. God almighty. I asked Michelle, would you imagine if that was Brady walking out of the game? Oh, she goes, I would have been way more excited than his mom was in the stands. But it was great. So is it official now? Is Philly now a pitching team more than a hitting team?
Dude, they're an all-around team, Chris. We keep saying this, and that's what you have to be if you want to be successful at the big league level and make postseason runs, and that's what obviously they're hoping for. But I do believe that there's going to be certain times this season, where we're talking about, wow, their pitching has really kept them in here. And then there's going to be times where that offense gets rolling and can carry that team, and then the bullpen is also there. So I like their team in general. But yes, once you have Luzardo and you have Painter up there, Wheeler back, it's
Sanchez,
Christopher Sanchez, and then even Yernola. That's what they always say about him. So I think there's, like I said, there's gonna be times where that pitching staff 100% carries a team, and it's gonna help the bullpen out. Like they do have a complete roster. That's why I like them so much.
Well,
Painter, you heard he was going to be good. But when you see him pitch like that opens your eyes up to like a whole nother level of what we're thinking about, I think, where this team can go.
Yeah, to me, there's no question about it. I mean, look what's happened with them transactionally in the last 3 weeks. They have extended Jesus Luzardo. They have extended Christopher Sanchez. Andrew Painter has finally made his debut. Once Wheeler does come back, it's basically Ranger Suarez out, Andrew Painter in for this team. And if they're going to get to where they I think in 2022, we just looked at that offense and we were like, man, that is so much fun. We want that offense in the World Series. If they get there this year, it's going to be because of this pitching staff. Because sure, top 3 in the order, Schwarber, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, great. The rest of it, whether it's because of age, like JT Realmuto, he is not the same offensive player that he was when he was originally signed by the Phillies. Alec Boehm, we've always kind of waited for him to take the next step. Bryson Stott, good, solid, dependable player. But we've got Crawford. We don't know what we're going to get out of him. Adolis Garcia has had a sub-700 OPS each of the last 2 years. Marsh only hits righties, not lefties. So, like, the lineup, the bottom half, you're like, question marks.
I could see that. I mean, you'd also see Justin Crawford turning into an absolute stud and kind of lengthening that lineup. But yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
you are kind of taking some hits at the old guys in that lineup, though.
A little bit.
Yeah, you are.
I think I am. I want them to do well, but it feels like every October it's the same narrative. Like, what are you swinging at? Why is your chase rate so bad?
Yeah, maybe.
All this stuff. And they have taken a step back every year since being in the World Series in 2022.
Okay. I'm in on that. Pitching factory Phillies, okay.
I think Dave Dombrowski has solidified our talking point there.
They compared, I saw a quote from, I think it was Joe Girardi calling Andrew Painter, like he compared him to a Justin Verlander. Lofty comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah. I mean, his four-seamer was what? Averaging 97 last night?
Yeah.
Somewhere right around there?
Yeah. One of my friends here says, quit taking shots at the old guys, okay?
Well, for God's sakes, I'm the oldest guy in the company by like 30 years.
Yeah.
Who's saying that? Do I need to jump through this microphone?
Yeah, come on.
Who is that? Is that some guy who's going to be starting his year in Australia?
Oh, wait, you are, aren't you? Oh, my gosh.
I heard. Has he heard my my McVay impression or not?
What's that?
Has he heard my McVay impression or not?
Have you heard Chris Rose's McVay impression? Here we go. He wants to hear it.
Come on, Matthew. You'll like this.
He can hear you.
Hey, Matthew, he played great, and I am so proud of him to win the MVP. Quite frankly, he probably could have won one in Detroit. You know, a lot of offensive talent. Team-wise, they didn't do it. So the fact we were able to do this together, and he is so deserving. I love coaching Matthew.
I think you got him fired up right now. Let's go. Put the gear on.
Hell yes. Hell yes. So is that a thumbs up?
Yeah, you got a thumbs up.
Nice. God almighty.
Yeah.
Just tell the future Hall of Famer he just made my day.
Okay. I think he just wants you to shut up.
That's probably it. So do most people on this feed. All right. Today's show, it is sponsored by BetterHelp. Financial stress can impact a lot more than just our bank accounts. It could take a serious toll on mental health and relationships. Did you know 88% of Americans feel some form of financial stress here in the first few months of 2026? Money worries can bring about anxiety, sleep disruption, and one of the leading sources of conflict for couples. Therapy can help manage financial stress and build healthier coping strategies as well. Now, finding time for therapy, we know that can be a challenge, but BetterHelp, it's all online. It makes it easy to schedule and attend weekly sessions. BetterHelp does the matching work for you so you can focus on your goals. But if you aren't happy with your match, no problem. You can switch to a different therapist at any time. Actually works as well. Average rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars. That's based on over 1.7 million client reviews. Now, when life feels a little overwhelming, therapy can help. Sign up, get 10% off BetterHelp. That is HELP.com/baseball today. Once again, that is HELP.com/baseball today. We wish you well on your journey. The journey for Shohei Ohtani took him back to the mound for the first time in the regular season for 2026. I guess he was fine against my Cleveland Guardians. If you like 6 innings of shutout ball where all you allow is a double to Rhys Hoskins, and that was it. He struck out 6. He did walk 3. He hit a batter as well. My question to you, is there any possibility we're going to be talking more about his pitching in 2026 than what he does in the batter's box?
I don't think so, Chris. I mean, I think he's just so. You're gonna ask me another question later about like hitters and like rankings about guys. I just think he's so good as a hitter. He has, he can just kind of do it all at the plate. We're going to talk about his pitching because again, he could win the Cy Young this year too. It's just. I guess I don't really know how to answer that question because we're going to be talking about Shohei Ohtani no matter what. There are times where he's going to wow us on the mound. Like that pitch to Rocchio right there, that curveball, that was the nastiest one of the night.
Right.
He threw a split. He threw a ton of splitters. That usage is up for him. But every once in a while, he'll do something like that too. I don't know, man. I don't really know how to answer the question, Chris. Like he's exceptional. I guess the way I was thinking about it in my head was the guy is like a one-dot guy. So how can you not think about that? But then you see him do stuff like this on the mound and you just realize it's the same person. And then my mind starts just like getting in a pretzel. What are we supposed to do with this guy?
Enjoy him. Even through the raindrops last night, which was bizarre. Did you see them roll in the tarp before the game? They have to bring it back from behind the outfield wall because they have no use for it. They actually brought it out there. They had to use a little bit of the drying agent during the game on the mound. Like I think the grounds crew guys were excited. They were like, "Oh, get to use a little muscle."
Yeah, they go way in the back to get that.
They had to go actually run to Home Depot.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, just down the street. Okay, so if you haven't been paying attention, we know that he gave up the home run to Bo Bichette in the World Series in Game 7. He has not given up a regular season run since August of last year. So that is 4 straight regular season starts in which he has not allowed a run. It's 22 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings. Oh, by the way, as Sarah Langs pointed out, to go along with his 36-game on-base streak.
Yeah.
Consecutive games on-base streak, which isn't bad either. For me, I think the only way we're talking about his pitching, and I do believe that there's a possibility, is if he throws 165 innings this year. Can he get there? Or are they just going to start to skip starts with him?
It
Go to
doesn't sound
six-man
like they're
rotation?
skipping starts, but it does sound like they're going to continue to have him. It's going to be a 6-man rotation. They're going to give him his full 6 days rest. That's what it sounds like they're going to do. Whether that means Robleski steps in from time to time and kind of like takes a turn in the rotation and then pushes Ohtani back one day. So I think he's going to make all of his starts. There's just going to be more space between them. I think that's how they're going to approach it. We'll see how it goes by the end of the season because they might need him to do more. But 160 innings. I'm looking right now. He's done it once. He did it in 2022. He was Cy Young 4 that year.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he gets there, Chris. I mean, let's just call it. Let's just say he makes 25 starts, 6 innings apiece. That's 150 innings?
Mm-hmm.
So close. Because I think he's going to make more than 25 starts.
I think so too. I think it'll be close, though. It's not going to be much more. It might be 26, 27, but it's not going to be 29, I don't.
So good line by you, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but it's more than the line because I think that's if he throws 165 innings at the talent level that he's got, he's going to be in the Cy Young conversation. Now, I don't think he'll be anywhere close to Paul Skeens. Skeens got to play a little catch up today, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Hey, by the way, one start.
Yeah. But we have to remember, these are human beings that vote for this stuff. And so what is it that's going to take Shohei to a whole new level is if somehow you could have a guy win MVPs as a hitter and a Cy Young award, maybe in the same season. Like, you don't think that the voters want to be a part of that narrative? Of course they do. So if it's close, all I'm saying is that if it is close and we see Shohei be dominant on the mound, he's going to get a lot of Cy Young consideration if there's enough innings.
Last one to win MVP as a pitcher, was it Kershaw or Verlander?
Yes, it was Kershaw in 2014, but this is something entirely different.
I know, but so where did he finish in the Cy Young that year? Because now you have me thinking about all this stuff.
Who, Kershaw?
Yeah.
He won it.
So you win the Cy Young and the MVP?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's the same thing with Verlander, yeah.
Okay. They did win both. I mean, that makes sense to me. I was wondering how do they...
God, could you imagine winning an MVP and not winning the Cy Young?
Yeah, I thought maybe it was like that year the Cy Young was like second place. If you get the MVP, you don't get the Cy Young. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a handful of pitchers that have won the MVP, but he would win the MVP based on the combination. It wouldn't be because of his pitching. I think this is something fascinating to watch. I'm not just throwing it out there.
He could win the MVP with just his hitting, though, Chris. Like, he could also win the MVP with just his hitting.
He could.
Like,
now, he doesn't have
I mean, when he went 50-50, it had nothing to do with his pitching.
Right. We're now a week into this thing. I don't think he's gotten an extra base hit yet.
He has not.
Yeah. Which
6 walks to 3 strikeouts right now. That's what I have.
It's pretty remarkable for him. Pretty good. I don't know. Let us know. I think we would all love to see. We love watching history made. We all love watching him. And as I said, I think that the human element in the voting process gets out there with him.
His baseball reference page, by the time it's all said and done, is going to be something silly.
Oh, my God. That's so good. All right, today's episode sponsored by Lids. All right, we've got something fun for you. Do you remember the Simpsons episode? You had Homer making a bat out of a tree, got struck by lightning, the Wonder Bat, right? Well, you also had Griffey, you had Clemens, you had Boggs, you had Mattingly, you had Strawberry, a great crossover episode. That thing is actually coming to life because you got the Simpsons times MLB times New Era collection. It is out right now. It's exclusively at Lids. We're talking hats and apparel that pull directly from the episode and the broader Simpsons universe. Your team's logo floating in the Springfield sky, designs inspired by the Wonder Bat, even Krusty the Clown pieces if you want something with a little more personality out there. They got all 30 teams, multiple styles, so whether you want something subtle or something that stands out, there's an option for you as well. And hey, if you're a baseball fan and a Simpsons fan, it's a no-brainer. Head on over to your local Lids or check it out online. It's a limited collection, so once it's gone, It's gone, Gone. So get 15% off your next in-store headwear or apparel purchase by texting today to 29017. That is the word today, 29017. Krusty the Clown says, go do it. I didn't have a lot.
I knew you were going to go there.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot.
I actually got some of that stuff. Somebody sent me a big box of that Simpsons stuff.
They did it?
Yeah. I don't think I was supposed to get it either. It's going to be a giveaway. I'm going to give it away.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
Okay. One guy who certainly can mash like Shohei Ohtani. He was hitting moonshots in Houston.
Yordan Alvarez cleared for takeoff. Air Yordan in the second deck for the second straight night.
The sound, Plouffe. The sound.
It's just different.
Yeah. I think we forgot a little bit about him. You didn't.
Nope.
Some people in the baseball pantheon did because he played 48 games last year because of injury. How many hitters are ahead of Yordan Alvarez on the I don't want any part of this guy list?
I honestly don't think there's anybody ahead of him. I don't. I think there are people that are on par with him. I think there's 4 guys you talk about, and then there's the rest of the baseball world. I think it's Shohei, I think it's Judge, I think it's Soto, and I think it's Yordan Alvarez. But like, if you're asking me, who do I want up there? Like, I could make a case for all 4 of those guys. Yordan might have the best case. I've seen him make better adjustments on pitchers over a game than any of those other guys. So, like, I just, you can't say I want somebody else up more than Yordan Alvarez. And if you do, then you just haven't watched him enough because he is that guy. So, yeah, I'd say nobody's in front of him. You might see somebody on his side. They might be on par with it, but nobody's in front of Yordan. I think he's just that talented of a hitter. He's so consistent, and I think there's less holes in his swing than Judge or Ohtani. I think Soto and him are kind of level in that regard as well. But there's just he's too good for me. I can't say anybody's ahead of him.
Yeah, I think it's just I would narrow it down to him and Soto, like game on the line, knowing the strike zone, ability to put the ball in play and do damage. I would put him ahead of Judge and Ohtani, and I don't say that lightly.
No.
With Ohtani, you know what kind of separated me? It was opening night when Kershaw was doing the game on NBC, and they were talking about facing Ohtani. And he said, yeah, there are areas where you can get him out. Like, he'll put together some funky swings, and we have seen it, like ass out.
Oh, yeah.
Bat flying all over the place. And then there are times in Judge's career where, for whatever reason, now it wasn't last year in the playoffs where he freaking hit 500 or whatever against Toronto and Boston, but there have been times where it feels like, maybe you can get him out the postseason. Certainly not have him put the ball in play. It just doesn't feel that way with Yordan. He is approaching 3,000 plate appearances. Let me see what the exact number is with him. He's at 2,895.
Yeah.
When he gets to 3,000, I believe, he becomes eligible to make it on like the all-time OPS list, and he's already top 20. Yeah, he's an animal.
He's also split proof. Okay.
He is split proof.
In his career versus lefties, a 981 OPS versus righties 957. That's just you're talking about we're looking I think a lot of times he doesn't get placed in this category, but we're talking about one of the all-time great hitters.
He's freaking an animal.
He's
944 career playoff OPS, 12 homers in 60 games, so 1 out of every 5. That's pretty sick. An on-base percentage of almost 400 in the postseason. I mean,
he's a sicko, dude. And his swing is pretty and pure and just, I love my Cuban ball players.
that is just one of the trades that is
Oh
an all-time trade. You're going to be like, what? What?
Yeah, people don't know he could have been a Dodger. Or he was a Dodger.
He was a Dodger.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was traded for
Farmhand.
Josh Fields, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I can't
You don't
believe
let go of Cuban ball players. How old was he at that trade? 18, 19? You don't do that.
He was traded in August 1st of 2016.
Oh, my
So,
gosh.
10 years ago. I mean, he was
How old? What?
He was 19 when he got traded, I think.
Because right now, how old is he now?
He's 28. He'll be 29 at the end of June. So he was 19 when he got traded.
Jeez, dude.
Yep. Oops.
Let that be a lesson to all the GMs out there. You hang on to your Cuban ball players.
So who do you let DH on a team with Shohei Ohtani and Yordan Alvarez?
Yordan plays outfield. Well, he'll figure it out.
Teo, thanks for hanging out and doing some nice.
Go to left field, Yordan. Just like stay in the box, you're fine.
Is there anybody else that's in the or close to the conversation, like a guy that could
with those
creep
four?
Up? Yeah, that could creep up on that list. Like, is there a young player that you would hedge your bets on at some point? Is it like Bobby Witt because of his speed that you would?
You're putting me on the spot here as far as like just pure hitters go. I mean, Freddie Freeman is really close there too. As far as like pure hitters go.
Oh, is Nick Kurtz? Dan brought up Nick Kurtz as a guy who
you got to do more.
I know you do have to do more,
yeah.
but would you be willing to say, hey, you know what? I'd buy stock in that one.
Yeah. I think he can command the strike zone well, and will continue to improve in that area. Just thinking around the league, guys. I mean, not really, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, Bobby Witt's a guy that you could put up there. He's more just like all-around dynamic game. If we're just talking hitter, I think it's those four.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe let us know if we're forgetting about somebody, or if there's a young guy who obviously we know that needs more seasoning, needs more time, but a guy who you'd be willing to buy stock in, like a Nick Kurtz.
I had the Fangraphs from 2019 to 2026. This is qualified hitters.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of like looking up like, offensive WAR, WRC creative or WRC plus. As of right now, Aaron Judge 184 WRC plus, Yordan second 164. So he's way behind.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Soto and Ohtani. So those four have separated themselves from the pack. Mike Trout, by the way, is still there too.
Is he?
156.
Do you see he got another steal?
He's the man. Hey, we might be putting him back in the conversation. For a while, he was also in that conversation.
Oh, hell yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, time right now for our SoFi Spotlight of the Week. And unfortunately, it's all about umpiring yet again. Second time in the last 3 days on this show, CB Buckner, step on up to the plate. Or maybe not if you're going to be calling balls and strikes. Now, earlier this week, it was about the balls and strikes thing. That wasn't too pretty, right? He had 8 calls challenged, 6 were overturned. Well, last night in Milwaukee, he was working first base. Okay, balls hit by Jake Bauers, thrown away by the Rays, safe at first. Or so we thought. CB said that Bauers never touched first base, and so they ruled him out. Got tagged. There he is. You're out. Never touched first base. So the Brewers had to challenge. This is what it sounded like on Brewers TV.
And I think that is the horrendous call. Where is CB Buckner looking?
He's not even looking at it. Why would he even say that?
CB Buckner was not even looking at the play.
He stepped right on top of first base. I'm not sure what CB Buckner's looking at there. That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm really excited for him to have the plate tomorrow.
Okay, now watch the manager's reaction as we continue to roll this tape. Please hop on our YouTube channel if it's audio only. It's the best shots you'll see all year. Kevin Cash and Pat Murphy looking at each other because they both know that Buckner's screwed up. Look at the managers. Look at them. They're looking at each other like, can you believe this just happened on a major league diamond? How great is that?
It's because everybody knows CB, man. He's like, it's him and Angel are like notorious. That they've been I guess, like the butt of the umpire jokes for quite some time. Then you see something like this, and it's like we shouldn't be seeing things like this at all. And I'm not sure what he was looking at, because his only job right there is to see if the guy's out or safe at first base, and you do that by looking at the bag. And clearly, that just didn't happen.
I mean, it wasn't. Sometimes guys hit either the very front of the bag or the very back of the bag, and it's hard. He hit it like dead center.
Dead center.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure. I'm happy this was a challengeable play, because sometimes I feel like I don't even know what is a challengeable play. Thank goodness. Can you imagine? Because that's a knock, by the way. That's a hit.
Should be.
Did they rule it a hit? It better be.
I don't know. We'll have to look that up. I guess the bigger question here is this just a really, really bad week for CB Bucknor at the beginning of ABS, and so we're all hypersensitive to everything that's happening with umpires? Or does the league have a real issue here?
Ultimately, I think it's a really bad week for CB. Now, behind the plate, we're going to see more of that. I don't think there's any doubt about that. As far as something like that, that's not typical. I mean, that's egregiously bad, and I don't think that'll continue to happen. But I do think behind the play, I said this. Did I say it to you or to Jake? I said I don't think he's going to be calling balls and strikes at the end of the season.
Yeah, you said it to me the other day.
Yeah, I just do not think that's going to happen. They're gonna find some way. He's going to put his hand up and say, "Dude, I think I'm done." I was listening to my good buddy Phil Mackey, shout out, talk about he saw a tweet from Codify, so double shout out right there, talking about the oldest umpires in the game have been overturned exponentially more than the younger umpires in the game. And that is, like, if you just think about it a little bit, it makes a ton of sense, right? Like, dude, your eyes start to go. You're old. And like, it's just what happens, and you have to be razor sharp, and these guys just can't really do it anymore. And I think that's going to be exposed. And would you have any problem if CB Bucknor only umpired the bases? I don't think I would. Like, where's the harm in that? Like, if you are above a certain amount of overturns, you probably should not be behind the plate, right?
I mean, should you even be doing the job is the question. If you can't,
that's a whole different conversation.
It is. It is, because in the NFL, right?
We have job. I mean, maybe some people want that. I would feel bad saying that online, but at least don't be behind the plate.
When you first said it, that he should only be in the field, you said that on Monday's show, and I thought it was a little far-fetched. Number one, I always think in practicality. Unfortunately, it's the way my brain works. So I said, well, how are we going to pay the guy who only works the bases the same as home plate? Like, that doesn't seem fair. But when you think about it in the NFL circles, Matthew knows that, there are side judges he would never want being referees, being the head referee, or being the umpire in the middle of the field in the NFL circles, because there is an umpire as well. There are back judges. There are side judges. There are line judges. So there are different roles to be played. We just have never had that in baseball, but maybe it is something that we need to think about. And there have to be tiers of pay based on what you end up doing.
My mind's always a couple steps ahead of everybody else's. Okay?
Yes, it is.
So don't be surprised when this happens. I have been inundated with stuff that I don't like, Chris, about the ABS, and a lot of people are like, "Hey, man, like, you guys should really check out some KBO games, because they have the full ABS. Like, there's no."
For people that don't know, the umpire's wearing an earpiece behind home plate, and it's being judged automated.
They've done that they've done it like in the Atlantic League. They tried it out. I believe for a few months they do it in AAA baseball as well. Could be wrong about that. But the reason I'm saying this is, if you watched some of these highlights from the KBO games, the way catchers are catching balls, like, they are actually trying to get guys to, like, I guess you can't challenge there. It seems like they're getting guys trying to, like, not swing at pitches of how poorly they catch the ball, and that's not a good product. I don't want to see catchers just, like, waving at the ball. Like, that doesn't look good. So, like, I don't know how we figure that aspect out, because we're going to that where it's going to be all, like, computer called. Like, there's not going to be an umpire making strikes, ball and strike calling. Like, that's within the next 3 years. I'm assuming that'll be it, maybe even sooner. But I can't watch that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen those clips?
I haven't, but somebody did get in my mentions and say, I've been watching this with the KBO for several years, and something I don't like is that all the pitchers are trying to nick the strike zone.
Yes.
So, but we've been doing that for years here too.
But I'm gonna say after the show, I'll send you the highlights of what it looks bad.
Okay. Well, I do want to see that. I want to see it. I mean, listen, I've enjoyed ABS so far, and there still are tweaks to the system that has to be done, whether you want to see it available for every pitch, unlimited challenges, as long as you keep, getting it right, fine. Well, I'm okay with living in that world for now. But there was another issue that happened last night in Houston with Mark Wegner behind home plate. And I think this needs a little bit of discussion. So Cam Smith is up. There's strike one against Brian Bayo. There is strike two. Ball gets thrown down to second. There's strike three. So that should have been strike three. Wegner lost track of the count. And eventually, Smith ends up walking. Nobody noticed. Wegner didn't notice. The other three umpires didn't notice. That man, Alex Cora, did not notice. His catcher, Connor Wong, did not notice. Brian Bayo didn't notice. Joe Espada, the other manager, said, I knew it. Well, what am I supposed to go tell Mark Wegner that my dude struck out? Of course he's not supposed to. Wegner admitted afterward he lost track of the count after the ball got thrown down by Wong to second base. There was a run that scored on the play, so there was a lot of time in between pitches. He said, this has never happened to me. I'm really embarrassed. It cannot happen. So he took ownership, which I thought was great. How the hell does this happen where nobody notices?
I've seen it happen before on a baseball field, so it's not like this is the first time. It just sometimes does. And then when you see the replay like this, you're like, yes, how could it happen? I don't know. It just sometimes it does. There's really no explanation for it. I'm glad that Wegner afterwards talked about it at least. But yeah, it does happen. It happens.
But
weird.
We're not one. Isn't it somebody's job on the bench when you're hitting or pitching in that case to know the count?
I mean, not really, but yeah, it usually just comes as almost like breathing. You're just there watching the game. You know the count. I mean, that's something that gets drilled into you from when you're 10 years old. Like, what's the count? I ask my kids that all the time. Hey, what's the count? You just got to know.
Interesting.
But sometimes, yeah, it slips. Can I say something?
Please.
Because I've been thinking about this a lot. Got a lot of old people around our game that are always kind of like shit-talking current generation, the type of baseball that's being played. They don't like this. They don't like that. This generation of ball players has had to go through some of the most significant changes in gameplay, or the most significant changes in gameplay, more so than any other generation. And they don't complain about it. They just do it, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I want these old guys to shut it, because think about what they're doing now. Especially, pitchers have to go through this, hitters too. The pitch clock, the disengagement rule, ABS. Like, there's just so many things that are happening in today's game that have actually, progressed the game, made it more watchable for TV. And I think it really has been. Most of these things have been for the betterment of the game.
I would agree.
But not one person is out there complaining that's playing the game right now. They're just going and doing their damn job. The game it's harder than ever because the athleticism and the training has evolved so much. The tech in pitching has evolved so much, but you don't hear these guys complaining. They just go play the game. So old guys who are complaining for no reason, shut up. Just shut up, okay?
I think that's well said. It was interesting. I went down to Dodger Stadium last Friday, and I had a long conversation with Jeff Bannister, who is on Torey Lovello's coaching staff, former Rangers skipper, right?
He was my skipper. Love Banner.
Okay, so old school guy.
Yes.
But we had a long talk about that and how good, how the game is in such a good place with young players. And he agreed, and you would figure that maybe he would give a little pushback. He was like, listen, it's our job to get these guys ready for whatever comes their way. And do some guys listen better than others? Yeah, he goes, but that happened in my day too. Like, it's just the year is different. He said that that's not today's young athlete. That's just an athlete. Some are great listeners and want to be well coached. Some guys, no. So we really had a great 15, 20-minute conversation, and he seemed to be in a good headspace about where the game is and all of that. I do want to ask you one last thing about the umpires. Do you think they've lost confidence? Like, is that a Mark Wegner thing that, my God, I'm worried if I'm bad, I'm going to get embarrassed on the big board, so maybe I lose count of what's going on down here? Do we think that they've got so much shit going on in their heads that they're not performing to the best of their ability? Is that possible?
I don't know. I mean, it can't help their confidence getting overturned a ton. And that's kind of like they've had that card the entire time, that they've been umpires. Like I made the call is the call, and now they don't have that. So, it takes a little bit of the power away from them, and maybe that affects some of it, but I don't know, man. I don't know where we're going with this. We're in a strange time. Like, part of me is all about it, Chris, and we want to get the calls right. And part of me is like, man, like I still do love the human element, but I know if I put myself in the box, I want the freaking calls right. Like, I have to always remind myself, like, think about when you were a player, would you want this? And I'd say, absolutely. All I want is the calls right. I start to think about things a lot now as, a fan or like an observer of the sport. So I kind of have these conflicting thoughts depending on the issue. And this is one of them, man, where I'm like, I know as a player, I would love it. As a fan, I mostly like it, but there is something still a little off-putting about all of this. And I think because of what I saw, like the KBO, the catchers and stuff, like I don't want our game to look like that.
Well, we're there. Dan's got that, so this is what he's showing. I don't know.
Yeah. Look, I mean, like,
God,
it's just like that's crazy, right? That doesn't look right.
That doesn't look right at all.
Like, this is, I don't know if this is like a spoof video. We're not April Foolsing anybody that's watching our YouTube show. But so that right there, I think a lot of people would agree with me. It's like, I don't know. Like, I get it. They're strikes.
Oh, my God.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it does. It looks like the catcher's catching a ball for the first time. It looks like he should be the third catcher.
Why are they doing it like that?
I don't know. It's
because you can't fool. Like, there's no challenges, right? So, like, you're not fooling the hitter. That's initially my mind went there. Like, oh, they're fooling the hitter to challenge it, or like lose your challenges. But they don't. There's no challenges there.
Well, listen, if there are avid viewers of the KBO that understand that system a bit better than ours, please leave a comment so we can clarify, and we'll share it with the rest of our crew. Go do that. Hey, listen, if you've always considered investing in crypto, but the trading platforms have felt a little complicated, we got good news for you out there. SoFi is the first nationally chartered bank where you can buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrency all in one simple app. You can actually access over 25 cryptocurrencies all on one federally regulated platform with the safeguards of a bank. Now, SoFi provides in-app guidance to help you learn as you go, so you can actually invest smarter. Best part of it all, it can be done in the same SoFi app as the rest of your finances. That's something you're going to love. Have to let you know, crypto is inherently risky. You need to make sure it's right for your financial situation. But if you're ready to explore crypto with SoFi, just visit SoFi.com/JohnBoy to start your crypto journey today. All right. Welcome back, Shane McClanahan. Took the mound on Tuesday night for the first time in 972 days since the middle of the 2023 season. Did take the loss in Milwaukee. He worked into the fifth. He gave up 3 runs on just 2 hits. Did walk 3 batters. Let's remember, the lefty missed all of 2024, all of 2025 with a couple of arm injuries out there. So he was asked after the game what sort of positives he can take from that first effort.
We lost, so I'm having a hard time with that. I can give me an excuse of it's been 2.5 years, but I'm not going to do that. I want to win. I'm here to win. I got to execute better. I'm frustrated. Obviously, I want to win and help this team, and I let them down today.
But you're not using it as an excuse, but it's the build up, the stamina kind of part of this process of coming back.
Yeah, unfortunately it is, and I hate it. I want to go out there and go 8 innings, 9 innings, and I hate the fact that it's might still not be there yet, and pisses me off. I want to throw the ball for as many innings as I can for this team, and we're going to improve on it. I can guarantee you that.
It was pretty amazing stuff to listen to him. Is he being a little too hard on himself?
Probably, but dude, that's what 2 years of rehab will do to you. It hardens you. There's nothing worse, and I think you don't have to be an athlete to know that. Like, if you are rehabbing an injury, there is just absolutely nothing worse. All you want to do is you know what? You start to really realize how good you had it once you're injured. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't think about your health until you're sick. It's one of those things. You're rehabbing for so long, you just want to be out there on the mound, and you finally do, like he's saying, and like it doesn't go your way, or you're not built up enough, and he's just frustrated, man. I get it. I totally understand where he's coming from. Is he being too hard on himself? Probably, but that's 2 years of grindy rehab right there. That'll turn anyone a little salty.
I think the hardest thing for us to do sometimes is give ourselves a little grace. Like, we always think we should be perfect. I have had a problem with this throughout my career. Like, what could I have done better to make a show? Now, I've never been between the lines, so I know it's a totally different stratosphere, but there are some parallels in that if you want to be great at what you do, and I don't care what it is you do, that sometimes you grind to a fault. And it's okay to say it is part of a process, and it's really hard. It's probably really, really hard for him. Really hard, because we've forgotten how good he was. He was the starting pitcher for the All-Star game in 2022. He was an All-Star in 2023. Do you remember the game that you and I went and saw? It was him against Ohtani.
Oh, yeah.
You remember out in Anaheim? It was a day game, and we went there, and we were like,
oh, yeah.
my God, people are getting like in here for $6 to watch these two. I think it was a 1-0 game, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. We were like, we went because we wanted to go watch Ohtani pitch during the day, and we were like, God dang, that Shane McClanahan. He's freaking awesome. And so I think he probably, if you weren't already a McClanahan fan, go watch the full 3.5-minute interview online, and you'll be like, my God, I want that dude.
I can't imagine 2 years of rehab.
Not pitching a game for almost 1,000 days. That's a rarity.
Yeah, everyone's got to be rooting for him.
Yeah. All right, I'm rooting for you to go enjoy the family and the rest of the vacation. And Matthew, too. Make sure he gets his throws in today.
I already caught him.
And how are your hands? Hold those babies up.
They're great. Number one, it's like year 3 or 4 of no drops. No big deal. But yeah, he whistles them in there. It's every year I'm so stoked to do it. And then I get out there and like by ball, I don't know, 20, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to break a finger, and I got to lock it in.
Can we get video of that, please, for Friday's show or Thursday?
I think he's throwing again on Friday. I'll try.
Okay. Let's get some video of that.
Okay.
I don't think you're much of a yak guy.
What does that mean?
Yards after catch.
Ooh, I'm going to catch it, though. If it hits my hands, I'm going to catch it. I'll probably go down. Right
possession. Away. So just get like 3rd and 6. Yeah. Give me 8 and fall down.
Yeah, 100%. I'll lean forward my best I can.
I don't want you taking too many hits. You got to keep the moneymaker the way it is. We're approaching 40 on June 15th,
I'd go over the middle for Matthew.
God almighty. That is true love.
Yeah.
All right. Well, can't wait to see you tomorrow. It'll be a lot of fun after we throw some passes. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber talented in both baseball and football, apparently, even though he's not much of a yak guy, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We'll see you Thursday here on Baseball Today.